Hey guys, welcome back to another Deck Tech. It's actually going to be a pretty busy gaming week, at least for me. So for this episode, we're going to dial it down a bit, just go to tokens. It's really, I don't know. I don't even know if I even call this a token deck. I mean, there are token producers. It's mostly just a rush down deck. Oops, that's equip. Wrong button. Edit. So this little Selesnya build is mostly a mono-white build, splash green. This was actually the deck I used to grind out the campaign and unlock all the cards way back when the game first launched on the iPad. So kind of a little special place in my heart, and I've been tweaking it here and there. But I don't play it too often, but I guess I'll play it for you guys. So real quick, 3 Elite Vanguards, 4 Squadron Hawk, 4 Raise the Alarm, 1 Brimaz, 2 Mentor of the Meek, 4 Attended Knights, 3 Paragon of New Dawns, 1 Inspired Charge, 2 Captain of the Watch, 4 Triplicate Spirits, 2 Beastmaster Ascension, 4 Selesnya Evangel, I don't fucking know, probably Evangel, and 2 Sigil Blessing. So the thing you want to ask yourself is, why even build a token deck? So why? One why is this card is fucking busted, considering the complete lack of sweepers in Duels 15. So being able to convoke this out on turn 3 or turn 4 is a pretty big deal. And we have the Beastmaster Ascension. Obviously, it's an auto win if you get this to 5 to 7 counters and you swing with the team, you're pretty much going to win in most cases. Also, you get a Sigil Blessing and an Inspired Charge, once we've built up a sizable token army, or just army in general, not necessarily tokens. And then the 3 Paragon of New Dawns. So let's go to the whys, I suppose. Now before this deck actually used to have 3 Jade Mages instead of the Vanguards, and 3 Phantom Generals instead of the Paragon of New Dawns. But the reason to go put in the Elite Vanguards is Elite Vanguard, or land Elite Vanguard, into land Raise the Alarm, into land Triplicate Spirits. Pretty much Elite Vanguard is the only way, or having a white 1-drop, or just a 1-drop, is the only way to, in conjunction with Raise the Alarm, to get Triplicate Spirits out on turn 3. Now also that's why I wanted a 1-drop in there. I think he's a little bit better than Selfless Cathar and these other white 1-drops, which really don't fit the Swarm theme too much. And also with Paragon New Dawns, the only thing you lose, besides a point of toughness, running this over a Phantom General, I mean, it's obviously way better if you're just running mostly white. The only thing it doesn't buff is the Evangel tokens. It buffs everything else in the deck. Now you do lose a little utility with it, with Mentor of the Meek. If you have a Paragon out, you're not going to get the Mentor trigger with Elite Vanguard, the other Mentor, the Attended Knight half of Attended Knight, other Paragons, and the Captain of the Watch, pretty much everything there. But, that's a small price to pay. And really, the Phantom General, the only things the Phantom General would buff are the Raise the Alarm tokens, the Brimaz tokens, the Attended Knight token, the Captain of the Watch tokens, Triplicate Spirit tokens, and the Evangel tokens. But guess what? Paragon buffs all that shit too, with the exception of the Evangel token. So, I think this is a little bit better than the Jade Mage Phantom General package. Jade Mage is a better top deck. Jade Mage is better if you're behind. But you don't really want to be behind with a deck like this. There's really no interaction with the opponent at all outside of the combat step with Inspired Charge and Sigil Blessing. Other than that, you're just trying to do your thing before they do theirs. So, also with a deck like this, especially Beastmaster Ascension, you just want as many permanents on the board as possible. Squadron Hawk, play 4 Squadron Hawks, you play 1, you get 3 more. Even though, you still have to pay the mana to get them on the board. I mean, that's 3 free cards. And it has evasion, so it just pings for 1 in the air. Raise the Alarm, 2 dudes for 2 mana. And they are soldiers, which get buffed by Captain of the Watch. Also, Elite Vanguard, to be noted, is a soldier, gets buffed by Captain to Watch. Squadron Hawk is simply an angry bird, so has no need for military rules or regulations, so it does not get buffed. But for some reason, this soldier, the Paragon on New Dawns, will make this Squadron Hawk stronger. Someone's going to have to write their own fan fiction about that, because I have no idea how that fucking works, like outside the context of the game. And Brimaz, he makes his own army, and he just win the game on his own. Also a soldier. His tokens are soldiers also, and they're both white. Get buffed by the Paragon. Enter the Meek. Aside is our, card advantage engine. Only way to draw extra cards, aside from, drawing extra cards off Squadron Hawk, which will always be Squadron Hawks. And, with most of without a Paragon, triggers, token triggers, both halves trigger, this triggers, 3 tokens trigger, Evangel and its tokens trigger, so pretty much without any buffs in the deck, most everything will trigger to enter the Meek. 10 a Knight, 2 more dudes for 3 mana at sorcery speed. The first strike is actually very relevant on this because it allows you to play early defense if it comes to that. So a lot of time, I did say it was a rush down deck, but sometimes, you just bide your time until, your opponent drops out, taps out, and you can, resolve a Sigil Blessing safely, or you just drop a Beastmaster Ascension, or, an Inspired Charge. So, a gang of attendant knights can just sit back and just block anything all day. Especially, this guy is probably, aside from Brimaz, like public enemy number 1 of the Goblin Master. And we got the Paragon of New Dawns. I don't know why I'm saying New Dreams. But also a soldier. Now this attendant knight, the attendant knight itself is not a soldier. But the token is a soldier. Just so you know, for you gotta do any Captain to Watch calculations. So, Paragon buffs everything. Every creature in the deck gets buffed by the Paragon, with the exception of the green Evangel tokens. Inspired Charge, it's basically, offensively, it is actually better than Sigil Blessing when there's greater than 1 creature. So let's say 1 creature, Inspired Charge, on offense only give you +2 power, Sigil Blessing will give you 3. 2 creatures, charge 4 power, Blessing 4 power. 3 creatures, charge 6 power, Sigil 5 power, and so on and so forth. Sigil a little bit better on defense, but the thing why I want to just not go all in on Sigil Blessing, as it says target creature you control, if they remove that target creature, your other creatures do not get that +1/+1. Inspired Charge, just creatures you control get it. So, I do think Sigil Blessing is a better card, and it's obviously way cheaper, but there are also some, very specific situations you have to meet. Specifically, is my opponent tapped out? If yes, okay, let's see how we can destroy them with this. If not, very risky. But Inspired Charge removes that, opponent with open mana risk to a degree. And a lot of times, if you're going on the offensive with these cards, I would just cast them pre-combat. Like, a lot of times, like, if you're unsure, like, how the combat math is going to turn out, like, you don't want to fucking, I guess, for example, get all your guys into combat with the intention of resolving Sigil Blessing. And then, you go to cast your Sigil Blessing, and they remove the guy who was meant to buff, and then they had blocked all your other dudes, and you just get fucking annihilated. Like I said, with Inspired Charge, less of a risk with that, but also, if you fear you're going to run into a counterspell, just fucking cast it pre-combat. Just see if it's going to resolve, and then go from there. Okay, try and get too tricky. And we have 2 6-drops, our high-end Captain to Watch. Also will buff all your other soldiers, that's why I keep rambling on and on and on about soldiers. So again, you build up a small token army, if whatever you're beating down with them, or just a small army. I don't know why I keep saying tokens. Just so used to it. Small army beating down, and boom, you just buff everyone. Just like, boom, buff everyone, boom, buff everyone, and boom, buff everyone, or boom, buff everyone, I guess. So again, that's the only reason to play a deck like this. Triplicate Spirits, like I said, busted. They're just spirits, but they are white spirits, so the New Dawns will buff it. Beastmaster Ascension, it's the whole, again, another reason why you're just making a board of lots and lots of dudes. Evangel, well, I guess part of the reason why, you know, you even get into green with a deck like this and not go mono white. Number 1, Beastmaster Ascension. Number 2, Sigil Blessing. Number 3, the Evangel. So you can tap an untapped creature you control, put a 1/1 green sapling creature token. You don't really care about the token too much until you know you're ready to you know, Inspired Charge, Blessing, or Beastmaster. But the token also does trigger the Mentor for extra card draw. I want to go back to Paragon. Udons is another target white creature you control against Vigil still on a turn. I don't know why you would ever use that. I guess it's okay with the Evangel, but you know, that's just so much mana. It's just not something you should really use. As far as lands go, you're gonna run 24 lands. I'm only gonna run 4 tap lands. I don't know, like I said, with the lands, I just shoot from the hip. You want to go fire up that Frank Carson article and just see what the mana base should be. That's fine. You know, I play with this a lot. This seems to work. You know, the 6 basic forests don't really fuck you over too much. We only have 1, 2, 4, and I guess 8 double white cards, but Triplicate Spirit's like, you don't really look at that as a double white cost card since all your creatures are going to act as mana sources for that. So yeah, really only 4 double white cards and no double green cards. So really, you know, having this many basic forests isn't really going to fuck you over too much. So that's actually 10 green sources for 8 green mana sources. So, you know, 2 Beastmaster, 4 Evangel, and 2 Sigil Blessing. Also, it's nice to have, you know, this many untapped forests, I guess, you know, to play Evangel without, you know, relying on a tap land. So, you know, you can go turn 1 Plains, Elite Vanguard, turn 2 Forest, Evangel, or, you know, you can just go turn 1 tap land, turn 2 Evangel. Someone just fucking figured it out for me in the comments, or I can just look it up myself like a, you know, normal person on the internet, which I will eventually, just not right now. So anyways, you know, pretty straightforward deck. You've all seen it, you've all complained about it, and that's what I'm going to be playing for the next 3 episodes. So I guess enjoy. I guess we'll go in shit I didn't put in, so let's do here. Like I said, I already went in, no removal spells. We just want to do our thing before our opponent does their thing. I mean, here's another 1-drop, but I mean, the +1/+1, leaving mana open for that. I mean, yeah, it can't be countered, but it just seems so weak compared to a Vanguard. Like, you're never gonna want to get into combat with this thing. You know, you tap out a lot with this deck too. You don't really leave open mana too much, so I don't really like it. As far as the other 1-drops, I mean, we're not running any equipment, so fuck you. 1/1 lifelinker, not really running any buffs outside of the, you know, combat trip quote-unquote finishers, so fuck you. Loyal Pegasus can't attack or block alone. I mean, yeah, it's okay, I guess. But I don't like it. I'm not running an Exalted deck or any Exalted cards in a deck that wants to attack with the team. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, no Banisher Priest, no that. I mean, you've seen in the videos how bad these power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. I mean, it just makes combat math like harder for you, for the person running this card. I mean, just the 2-for-1s are just too great. 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s. I think I got someone for a 4-for-1 on the fucking last video. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll put that in the upcoming Duels MLG montage. I mean, yeah, 4 mana 2/2, which leaves 2, slow. Paragon, we already went over that. What are the other big ones? Yes, we're playing white. Yes, we're playing 24 lands, but no, we're not playing Baneslayer. Just, you know, it's just a Baneslayer. No synergy with the rest of the deck. I mean, it's not wrong to put it in, but I like synergy more than anything. I like synergy over powerful cards. Brimaz, yes, a powerful card. Also has synergy with the rest of the deck. Baneslayer, not really. Seraph the Masses, again, that falls into the basically a flying Crusader of Odric that you can poke out. But again, Really makes combat math difficult for you. We already went over the Jade Mage. I mean, Visionaries are kind of good in a deck like this, but we want to limit our green splash. I said we just got 8 green cards. Everything else is mono white. Wouldn't get buffed by the Paragon. So, Sign of the Wild. I mean, it's worse than the Seraph of the Masses and the Crusader of Opry. And look at that, it's got double green in it. Fuck that. What was it? One last thing I wanted to. Oh yeah, Michaeloff. I mean, okay, you build up this small army, and then you're gonna eat it all with Michaeloff, and then just cross your fingers that the Michaeloff lives. Like that is just so risky. Like I don't know, people who do that, like are either fucking Vegas either made them really rich, or Vegas turned them into crackheads, or homeless people that are poor. Doubling season, like you take a whole turn off for doubling season, and for what? Okay, you make another token off of tonight. That's cool. You make 4 dudes with Raise the Alarm. I guess that's cool. 6 extra dudes with Captain. That's cool. 6 spirits. That's cool. And then you trigger a naked Beastmaster Ascension with only 4 attackers. I mean that's cool too. But just taking off your entire turn to do that. Like I've run it. Like I ran it with 2, and I dropped down to 1. And then I just dropped down to none, and I really haven't missed it. Like, if you really wanted to put it in, like, I'd probably just drop a Sigil Blessing. Like, or I would just drop the Sigil Blessings completely, if you wanted to. Like, I think you definitely want at least 1 Inspire Charge. So this is, like, the weakest card in the deck, I guess, because, it has that condition attached to it. Like, it must resolve on the target. So it has to not be countered, and the target creature has to live when this resolves. So, really wanted to play with them. Yeah, I put the blessings in. I don't like it. I mean, I don't hate it, but I also don't like it. It's just, like I said, you just take your whole turn off. Like, maybe, you play it turn 5, you already have a Brimaz out, so, you make 2 guys. Whoop you motherfucking do. But let's see, anything else? No, not really that I can think off the top of my head. I mean, there's different combat tricks that you could put in. Like, some people like Chorus of Might. But, that's fucking... Trample's cool, but, again, very specific circumstance for that resolving. You don't want it to get countered, or you just don't want your creature to die. It's too big of a 2-for-1 thing going on. I mean, Cedron really convoking a 5/5 with Trample, like that's not a good reason to just flood the board with small dudes. And Craterhoof Behemoth, that costs 8, and it has 3 green mana symbols in it. Yes, I'm sure, some of you people have a green-white build, and you've maybe won 1 out of 10 games with the Behemoth. But, I don't know. Every game you've won with the Behemoth, just ask yourself, like, was I playing against a fucking real deck? Like, people just get way too results-oriented. Like, I've seen, green-white decks fucking, win the Craterhoof Behemoth. I've also seen the decks they're playing against, and those decks do nothing. They're just fucking awful. That allow a fucking token deck with just a bunch of little mini things get to fucking 8 mana with, with triple green. But I don't like it. And, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Fuck. 19 minutes. See, I rambled too much at the end. So anyways, stay tuned. We'll do 3 episodes of this. Hopefully I don't bore you too much. It's a busy gaming week, at least for me, because I play Destiny. The expansion launches tomorrow, so I'll be getting on that. But don't worry, I won't neglect the channel. And I'm sorry I've taken the last 2 weekends off, but, for those who are asking about Jenny is my girlfriend. We live together. So, sometimes, on the weekends, I just forget about my channel. I mean, I don't forget about it. It's like, let's go do something fun. Like, I gotta basically, like, put the day on halt to just, record a quick, 20, 30-minute video. And sometimes I just don't want to do that. So I'll try and be better this coming weekend, I guess. Try and get content out every day. But Monday through Friday, there'll definitely always be content. So anyways, alright, 20-minute time. See you guys soon for episode 1. Thanks for tuning in, and take care, and goodbye.